Hey, welcome to the Brick House. I'm Caleb,
And I'm Andy.
the channel where we discuss all things Lego. Today we'll be talking about the Lego Movie 2 and giving it opinions, what we thought about it.
I thought you were going to say 2 thumbs up right
Yeah,
there.
2 thumbs up.
Wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Yeah, we said last podcast we're going to talk about it in our thoughts, and so now we're bringing those to you.
Yeah. We saw it opening night, I guess, last Thursday, and it was fine.
Yeah, that was a good word. There was definitely some laughs to be had at the movie.
100%.
And some giggles and good things. I wouldn't say it was as good as the first movie,
No.
would you?
No. I think the first one had shock value is probably not the right word, but like an entertainment of something that was so, novelty, that's probably a better word.
Yeah.
Had a novelty of a movie that we'd never seen before, and the way they threw in the funny Lego things and all that was awesome.
And super well timed.
Super well timed, and
timing of the jokes.
and everything was, fresh and new and funny, and we didn't really know what was going to happen. This one had, I thought, a good start. I thought the Apocalypseburg was super creative and funny and cool that they were living in a sideways Statue of Liberty and all that, and I thought the beginning was really strong.
I definitely did too. It was enjoyable. The Lord Business part was really funny at the beginning.
Yeah.
Are we gonna give spoilers?
Yeah, I mean,
all right. Well,
it's gonna be hard to talk about it without talking about what actually happened.
I guess yes. So from this moment on, if you have not seen the movie, I guess watch our other videos and wait till you've seen it.
Yeah, go see it, pause it,
and
then start it from this point, because I guess we're
gonna talk about the whole movie.
We're gonna talk about the whole movie.
Alrighty.
So it starts just like, I kind of forgot that the first one ended with the Duplo people coming down.
Yes.
I literally totally forgot. I should have watched the first one. Not like I had that much carryover, but some carryover.
Yes, the movie did really pick up where it left off for like a brief moment.
Yeah.
And then it skipped ahead. But yes, the Duplos just munching the bricks happened right away. The Duplos were the antagonists. It mixed in with Lego Friends. So I really couldn't call this the Lego movie. I'd more call this like the Lego and Friends movie.
The Lego advertisement for Lego Friends.
Yes, they were definitely hard pushing the Lego Friends throughout the movie. And the thing about it, there's not as much association, I guess, for us with Lego Friends or most people since it's a mostly new thing. So can't lean on that nostalgia of the other movies, the first movie, because of there's no backing.
And I don't know if it was because they were trying to appeal to kids in this one, which they definitely are, because that's their main audience. And I think that maybe they pushed a little too far with the Friends characters, which was fine. It's not like they were bad characters. It was just like, that's not really what you want to see in the Lego movie. Ones where the movement's so stiff, stiff, because they're hinged together. And it's funny, but like 50%. But the whole back half of the movie is
it's set up
Friends
like
characters.
Friends.
Yeah.
I think the other thing with this movie that maybe lost some of its charm is in the first movie we don't cut into like the real world till the end, but in this movie you are cut into the real world, being reminded that these Legos aren't alive. It's just in these kids' imaginations multiple times, and that kind of breaks up some of the magic, I think. And there's definitely more time than usual, more time than in the first one about that. Hey, this isn't really happening. This is just in the kids' imagination. So, and the other thing is too, like with the first one, like the Craggle and stuff, like in that being the enemy, it was kind of there was a more of a twist ending when it was a dad and his son. But here, the enemy was your Mamageddon. You understand there wasn't that magic or charm. There wasn't really a twist.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of understood what was going on.
Yeah.
I guess that's one thing that kind of detracted from it for me was it was less
magical.
Yes, it was less magical, less about the Legos, more about the kid's story, and it wasn't perfectly woven in like it was in the first one.
Well, and I thought like what was funny, like the Craggle and like the
Tetalist,
the Tetalist and like the Q-Teep and like all those were really really funny and clever. But these ones, it feel like the the names they come up with were
on the nose.
Yeah, it was like awesome. And then for this movie, it was like, okay, you definitely know what they're talking about. Like, and it played too far ahead into what's going to happen on the story, so it was too predictable. So that part of it was missing for me. The other part that I thought the first movie is so funny is that there's so many like guest appearances and like throwback references with like the classic NBA guys and like, you know, the Justice League characters which those were in these ones too. But like, it was just funny. It was like unexpected and funny, and then like Shaq coming in and building that catapult in the first one. Like, this is hilarious. This one didn't have that charm, that funny. There was a couple of them, but they were like, why are they so few and far between? That's what made the first one so good. Yeah, and the weird thing about this movie too is like, in that first one, the story was about Emmett. Yeah. And in this story, it wasn't about Emmett. No. And I guess that kind of made it tough because it was literally about the Queen whatever, which was just a big pile of bricks, and Batman. And I don't know, for me, like, Batman, like, again, kind of stole the show and had most of the attention on him and Queen whatever. Story pushing. I guess. He was. They were carrying the load. Yeah. Which wasn't nearly as exciting. Right. Because Emmett and Lucy are the more interesting characters, but they were kind of. I felt like they were not afterthoughts, but less of the impact that they should have been. I agree. And introducing the new Rex character, which, big shocker, he's actually Emmett. Yeah. But and like his raptors, I thought the raptors were hilarious. Like, that was really good. Yeah. A great part of the thing, and it was like, oh, here they are for a little bit. Let's go back. And here they are for a little bit more, and let's go back. Like, they should have been a bigger part of the story. The like bro fist ship he's riding is awesome. The inside's awesome, and they didn't really capitalize on the cool parts, but they spent so much time in that castle with the friends and the vampires and all that. And then when Emmett and Rex or whoever go to the Happy Town or whatever, where Superman's mowing the lawn, which was pretty funny. But then it was like, how little screen time can we spend with Emmett? And it was just, he's the main character. Yeah, and it wasn't nearly as it wasn't nearly as exciting. I thought it was definitely, the movie felt disjointed at times. Right. And really, you know, there was some definitely good references. I think the funniest one is when the Justice League are there, they reference Marvel, and they say Marvel didn't give us the call back, which was a really that was a really funny thing that they did there. Yeah, I thought that was great. I think I don't know if my favorite part, one of the best references is when they're going into like the Lego brick mine or whatever, and the Fabuland characters are working at the bottom and throwing the bricks into the thing, and they're working super hard, and they're like charred and sweaty. And I thought that was hilarious that they'd give a nod to their kind of failed little run they had back in like the early 80s. So it was that part was really that definitely was. You just wish there would have been a little bit more of that. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess another thing is for the movie, like, you know, Batman, they didn't overuse him in the first movie. No. And also, like, Vitruvius was a hilarious character. Well, that was a part of the thing with the first one, is even the actors that they got, because they had Liam Neeson to play Bad Cop. Bad Cop was in the second movie for 10 seconds, and he didn't even talk. Yeah. And then same with the evil guy. Lord Business. He's Will Ferrell, and he's a huge part of that movie, and he's hilarious. Yeah. And then Morgan Freeman. And then you have Morgan Freeman as Vitruvius and Ghost Vitruvius. And it's just funny. And it's funny that they go to the Wild West town and all that. This didn't have that, like, constant change of funny scenery, like, oh, what Lego theme are they going to go to next, sort of thing, which I felt was what it was like when I watched the first one. It's like, ooh, where are they going next? Yeah, and there was still so many themes, like, yet to be untouched, and that they could have kept playing through. Yeah, absolutely. Or even revisited. Yeah. And they really didn't. Yeah, so I think a lot of the magic in Lego is how much different stuff there is, and I don't know, if they were playing with the whole double thing, like, it would have been funny if, you know, you got Harrison Ford and he was Han Solo and Indiana Jones, or other funny stuff like that, where if you're playing off the whole, you know, Chris Pratt as a couple characters, might as well do that with a few people, because there's definitely multiple people that have double Legos. Yeah, I don't know if it was a budget thing or what, but they just didn't want to have them in it, or the actors didn't want to be in it, or whatever. But the first one was so successful, you wouldn't think that would be a problem. But what do I know? I do not know is the correct answer.
But overall, it was enough money to watch, for sure.
It's a good movie. It's good to critique it and compare it. Actually, it got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, 65% on Metacritic, and 93% of Google users liked the movie. It seems like it was well received. Not as good as the first one. Definitely a good movie.
You're still gonna laugh.
Yeah, won't be seeing it 3 times in the theater like I did when the first Lego movie came out. But yeah, not bad. It's easy to pick on movies, but it was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
I agree. Yeah, it's definitely easy to nitpick, especially when you're comparing it against a movie that was, one of the best animated movies I've seen.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Okay.
Very true.
So, kind of segueing into, but also keeping the same topic, the Lego company has released that they're going to make 3 more sets for the Lego Movie 2 coming in the springtime, which is May. And it's shocking. They've already dumped 18 sets for this series.
It's going to make it 21.
21 sets. Crazy. Crazy.
Crazy is the right word. Overdone. I already think before this announced that a lot of these sets are going to go on a lot of clearance and aren't going to sell very well. These sets are not as exciting as the first Lego movie. Now, some of them are. Apocalypseburg is a fantastic set. There are some really good sets in there. The Unikitty set, there's some really nice sets. But there's also just a lot of blah, and a lot of those sets, only showed up for, a second in the movie.
I'd also like to point out that the Lego minifigure line of the 20 figures or whatever, almost non-existent in that movie. They appeared so briefly.
Like, I don't even know why they put the Wizard of Oz in there. They did not play a role.
Yeah, they were in it for 3 seconds. The giraffe guy was in it for like half a second. The Apocalypseburg Abraham Lincoln was barely in it.
The hula lady and the 2 others that were all supposed to be in the group with Lucy didn't even show up.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know if, and there's no way there's miscommunication between the Lego movie and Lego. It's their own thing, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, they're paying for it.
Yeah, so you'd think that you want to boost their sales with that very fact. But yeah, okay. So the 3 sets that are getting released, there's like the spa scene, and that one you get Lucy, the vampire guy, Unikitty, some buildables, and Benny, the spaceship guy. It's okay.
It's a week for how expensive it is.
It's expensive, and $70, I think. $70?
Yeah.
For that, crazy expensive. Then the next one is Emmett's triple-decker couch, which is the best one of the newer ones.
That's a quality set. That makes sense. They made the double-decker couch, and it was funny.
Yep.
And so, the triple-decker couch that turns into a mech suit.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's awesome.
You get Unikitty with, a brush tail that she's super angry. And then you get what's her name? The robot.
Oh, yeah.
Or not robot, the space, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So
sure.
she's also we should know her name, but I don't. And then the big set is the Queen whatever castle. And that one comes with her, a bunch of the hearts and stars, the ice cream cone guy, another vampire, a buildable of the space girl, and then Batman in his white suit,
but without the furry cape.
But no cool cape. So that's definitely a whiff. And well, needless to say, I'm not gonna buy them.
This set is a whiff.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that top of the castle, the biggest scene in that mostly is revolving around that cake.
Yeah,
not this castle.
Not the castle.
And really, in none of the shots do you see a wide of just the castle. No. And it's huge. Not that little, rinky-dink set thing. I mean, it's big, but obviously not nearly as big as the movie set. So, really makes no sense. Again, like Andy said, 21 sets. They're going to have trouble selling a lot of those anyway.
Clarence City, check your local Target and Walmart
in about 5 months.
In about 5 months for those. So maybe worth a wait if you are interested in them. And we talked in our last one, there are good sets. And I hate to keep bashing on this. There are really good sets. But as far as dipping outside of what you might normally collect, they're probably not worth really getting.
No, for sure.
So,
I mean, and some of the Lego Batman movies sets didn't sell and went on clearance.
I know.
Like, plenty of them did.
And those had funny comic book characters.
And fun references and association that was funny. It's going to be a tough time.
Yeah. Okay, so done ripping on the Lego 2 movie. Let's talk about our fun question of the week, which is, if you could collect a series or minifig set or whatever that you don't already, what would it be? Caleb, go ahead and start.
Well, Star Wars takes up a lot of space and time, and funds, and is the main love and goal. But I think the superheroes are really awesome, and it'd probably either be try to collect all the Iron Mans or all the Batmans for the minifigs. There's a lot of them, and they're all really cool, and a couple of my favorite superheroes. The original Batman sets that came out in 2008
with the video game.
Yeah, with the Lego Batman video game, are really awesome and classic and nostalgic. I'd probably, if I was going to go for sets, that would be what I'd go for. I love that Penguin set that comes with Robin, and I had the Killer Croc set. The original Bat Lair, the Bat Cave, is awesome. The original Arkham Asylum. They're all really cool sets. That'd definitely be what I would go for. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I would probably be pretty interested in that. Something that I just think is pretty unique that Lego does is they make the Minecraft series. I myself have played Minecraft a decent amount, but I have no means like really into it. But I love how the square heads of all the figures, you get the real building, normal 2x4, 2x2 bricks to build the things with, and it just looks super cool. And the armor, like the diamond armor for Steve, is really cool, and the diamond pickaxes and the swords and like the Slender Men and the creepers, everything is super creative. They had to come up with a way to transpose a blocky video game into a blocky, Lego, obviously. And I just think there's a lot of cool sets, and some of them are huge. Some of them are really big, like that underwater ocean set is super cool. So that would probably be if I had endless funds, I'd probably collect Minecraft too, because it's cool and different. So
that's true, and it's modular too. You like hook it all together.
Yeah, I know.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool, and some of them are like cute little sets with the animals, and some of them are those huge sets, and there's everything all in between, and that's definitely one that would be fun to collect.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed what you heard, check out some of our other videos and subscribe. But until then, we'll talk to you next time.